In a world where everyone cares about others' opinions, not caring at all becomes a way to free yourself. Which of course is not easy. But what if I told you that there is a cheat code to stop caring so much? That cheat code is acting. I want to tell you what acting is really about, because there's something that a lot of people do not understand, and that acting is actually a tool of self-improvement. Acting is charisma training disguised as art. Acting is making your true self visible to the world. I'm going to tell you the reasons why acting is the way to stop caring about other people's opinions for good, and then changing so much that you become a newer self. So let's dive into this and get rid of your overthinking. On the surface, we all know what acting is about. Someone that performs and says lines on the stage or a movie. But I want to go a bit deeper than that. How does acting change your life? Part 1. Becoming a friend of humiliation. You are probably afraid of humiliation. Don't worry, I was so afraid of humiliation too that I didn't want to expose anything in high school. But when I started acting, I remember how I felt the first day I went to my first class, which was a complete disaster. It was probably the worst experience ever. I was sweaty, anxious. Then when I got out of class, I realized something that changed how I saw humiliation. No one cared. No one told me anything. My life was the exact same, and I realized that humiliation is just an illusion. And that's how you become a friend of humiliation. Part 2. Your true self. After understanding what humiliation is, I started discovering a lot of things about myself. And it's actually funny because when we try to interpret another character, we have to be true to ourselves so we can produce real feelings and we can have something believable out of another person's truth. In real life, we tend to wear masks so we can feel normal. And yes, I did that many times. But when I started to try to make something believable out of my characters, I had to show my true feelings and break my mask so I can make something authentic. Imagine if you try to wear a mask while you're trying to perform a character, like trying to hide your feelings. You're going to make something that's boring, an imitation of life that's boring and that is not true. Acting forces you to be comfortable in your own skin so you can reveal your true self in another person's truth, the character. You reveal your true feelings in another person. You force yourself to be real, to face yourself, because if you want to be a great actor, you have to break the mask you put on. That was pretty good. Therefore, you use your feelings to interpret someone truthfully. Part 3. The fear of judgment. I remember that I was really bad at math on school. Like, I had a really bad teacher that I was always judging me and always telling me that I was really bad and I wasn't going to get anywhere in life because I was bad at math. But when I started acting, I kind of stopped caring about the judgment of this teacher. Like, it wasn't getting into my mind anymore. I got so used to seeing myself in front of a camera and getting myself in front of a lot of people to do weird stuff that judgment wasn't something that hurt me anymore. I still did not pass the math exam, and I was never good at math, but the judgment of my teacher wasn't in my mind anymore. I just didn't care. Therefore, I realized that being true to myself in front of a lot of people gave me the confidence to understand that no judgment defines me. Part 4. Charisma. But there's still one single thing that I think is the most important in all of this, that is charisma. Acting is like the gym of charisma. I'm really sure that you are charismatic with your friends, with a lot of people. You are like this extrovert person and you have a great time. But when you're in public, you're shy. And you know you don't want to be like that, because when we are charismatic in front of a lot of people, that can bring a lot of good things to our life. Opportunities, relationships. Deep inside, you want to show your charisma to everyone, but there is something avoiding you from that. Acting is the thing that trains you to take your charisma and show it to the world. You go there and you train things that nobody does, like communication, body language, and how you show yourself to the world and your emotions. It makes you become so comfortable in your own skin that you become likable to everyone without the need of being fake. Because when you become an actor, you realize that there's no right or wrong. There's no politically correct. You sometimes have to exaggerate your gestures, make weird voices, go to emotional extremes. You have to make the space yours, even if it looks good or not, because that's what feels real. It doesn't follow a rule or something that should be perfect. And that's what we're craving as humans. Someone who's willing to show his true self to the world without caring. Acting is us going back to feeling human. It's not just learning some lines and saying them in front of people. No, that's just the tip of the iceberg. So yes, probably the best self-improvement tool is acting. To escape from wearing a mask and not living life like you wanted to. So if you love this video, please subscribe, and if you love acting and movies, please also subscribe. Goodbye.